Martin Taggart, Team Real Estate, and sitting with Sherri Kyker again, the #1 performer on our team for the past 3 years running. So it's pretty rare that we get a chance to see her sitting anywhere. So you just came from an appointment with clients.
I did.
And that appointment ran about 10 or 15 minutes long.
Oh no, it was 2 hours long. They were both professors, and so they had lots of questions. They are thinking about being investors. And so they really wanted to pick my brain on investment properties and what to do and how to get started. And they were asked a lot of questions.
So speaking about getting started, you got started more than a couple years ago in this.
I did.
And let's talk about the difference between operating as a real estate agent then and operating as a real estate agent now.
Okay.
So what do you see when you first started? Because we started at our career paths are pretty similar. So when you first started, how did you find out what was listed?
Well, we had a book that was updated once a week in a parking lot. You had to go to the parking lot in order to get it updated.
Right.
And it was a book of homes. And so we went through all the homes in the parking lot, and we marked an X or tore out the paper if they were no longer available. And that's what we carried around with us.
Here in Kansas, we call it the Friday afternoon flyer. And you would do the same thing, you'd mark it out. Now, when I first started, there were no key boxes. Was that similar to?
No, you had to go to the agent's place of business to pick up a key. They usually had an extra 6, 7 keys because just in case a key didn't come back or a key was out for too long. So, but anyway, you had to arrange your day in order to pick up all the keys you needed for the morning or the afternoon, and then you had to deliver them back to the offices once you were finished.
So I guess if somebody wanted to make sure they had a true advantage on writing an offer and other people couldn't, to disable other people from...
That wasn't the market back then.
Oh, that wasn't the market back then.
No.
So that's a new thing, huh?
That is more today's market. Times change.
I found out the other day that you can actually take the key out of the lock or the iBox cup and place it along the back of the iBox and reinsert the cup back in.
That's
thereby,
a no-no.
It's a huge no-no, but
That's
people
a no-no.
are selfish.
There are a lot, like the one I put under contract last Monday. The agent texted me and said, lockbox is screwed up. We have put a key in the mailbox, not for anybody else to know, but for showings right now, the key is in the mailbox. So I figured there was some shenanigans going on.
Guaranteed. So from what we're talking about, the folks that are watching this probably are gathering that this is pre-computer.
Oh yes, pre-computer. You had a photocopier.
Right.
And basically you carried your book with you wherever you went, and that was all the information you had.
So for some of you out there as well, you probably don't realize this is also pre-GPS.
Yes.
So how did you, because today you and I can line up,
gosh.
we can do 8, we can push a button and it gives us a route.
Oh yeah.
So how did you do it then?
So you had this map book. And actually, I just gave that up a few years ago.
Right on.
So what I did is I put these little dots on the map that you could peel off and peel on, and it didn't ruin your map too much. And then I had different colors for different showings. So red was for one showing, green was for another, blue was for another, yellow was for another, and then that way I could keep track of what I had for the day. And so preparation back in the olden days was huge. You had a lot more preparation for showings than you do now.
No kidding. So for would-be agents out there that are thinking about joining us or getting involved in the industry, what are your top 3 or 4 pieces of technology that you rely on today to be effective in a mobile-enabled world?
Okay. Well, number one, I rely on my iPad because that has all my information of my showings. You can download your seller's disclosures, your comps, you can download your tax information, you download everything to your iPad. And then that way you have it readily available and you're only taking around your iPad, which is phenomenal. Another piece of information is, of course, DocuSign. That's awesome. Electronic signatures.
Yep.
You have everything in programs, which is fantastic, because used to you had to go to the office and get a contract package, and you carried around this huge file, and then you're handwriting everything out. And now you don't have to do that. You're doing it all on the computer, which is phenomenal and time saving. And then you just send it off to your clients, and they sign. You answer questions back and forth, and they sign the documents, and you're done.
So iPad?
iPad's wonderful.
.loop, DocuSign, electronic. Give me a couple more.
Of course, your cell phone, text messages, being able to be with them wherever they are. Of course, we had cell phones back then, but they didn't have all the bells and whistles that they do now.
No, did you have one of those flip phones, or did you have the brick? I started off with the brick.
I had the brick.
Very convenient. Of course, very low key, right? Because you're holding this big, huge, giant. Yeah,
it was as big as your telephone at home.
No kidding. No kidding. Sherri does a fantastic job, not just only because she's fantastic at what she does, but a big part of it is taking technology and putting it to the advantage of her clients. So if you want to get a hold of Sherri, you can go ahead and direct message down below, or you can find her online at Sherri, SHERRI.teamre.com.
Yes, thank you.
Have an awesome day.